Booksmart is so good. I'd like to say thank you to Olivia Wilde for doing that. Also to the 4 writers who were on this movie. 4 credited writers. This movie should be terrible with that many writers, but it's not. And I'll be honest, maybe the script is the least great thing in it because the directing and the camera work and the soundtrack are all like amazing, not to mention the acting, but Jesus. I don't really have, I didn't like make notes during the movie because I was too busy having a great time, but let's just see how we do. Let's just see how we go. Let's just go. Go. I love having young lesbians on screen. It's just so, it feels so good to just have like a young lesbian character who knows she's a lesbian. It isn't a whole thing. There's no homophobia involved. She's the only conflict within that is that she has a crush on a girl, doesn't know if the other girl is gay, and that's literally just the plot of any other, like, if she was straight, it'd be exactly the same. You know, she's just like, I don't know, could this girl be into me? Maybe. I just have to see and maybe break my own heart. Beanie Feldstein? I never know how to pronounce that, S-T-E-I-N. I before E bitches. I fucking love her, and I can't wait for her to be in every movie ever. I was on Letterboxd just looking at all the other movies that she's gonna be in coming up, and I'm so... Please be the next big thing, because I can't handle if she's not. Caitlin Dever, also so amazing. I just love everything about this movie. I came out of it like, I went into it like the high from the edibles that I'd eaten earlier, like, were like, it was on the down slope, you know? I didn't really even feel high anymore, but I came out of this movie high as fuck on life. I was just so excited about everything, about listening to music in the car on the way home, and I wanted to like go out and like have a party and just spend my weekend doing crazy shit, because that's the direction of this movie just makes you feel so into it, and so right there having this insane night with these 2 characters. I think it's just great that we get stuff like this, you know. I haven't felt the kind of, the movie gives you the kind of high that, like, I think movies did a lot more of that when I was younger, when I was, 10 maybe, and I watched Sleepover, that movie with the girls have a sleepover, like, the last night before 8th grade or 9th grade or something like that. That movie used to just get me pumped. Like, I was like, wow, like, I want to have crazy fun like that. And this movie, like, did the exact same thing. And I've been out of high school for fucking 6 years now, but I was just so hyped up about it. I just really love the relationship between Molly and Amy. It's just so pure and supportive, and I just love that there's not any, like, they don't encounter anything shitty. Like, I've seen a lot of people compare the movie to Superbad, which I'll be honest, I have not seen. I've never seen it. I don't even know what it's about. I think it's about teenagers going to a party, right? But I'm also pretty sure it's like a raunch movie, and I guess, like, I've kind of heard people describe this as a type of raunchy teen comedy, but it doesn't, like, I don't think that it's a raunchy teen comedy at all. It doesn't come off that way. Especially because, like, when you think of, like, I mean, what, like American Pie, it's maybe because it's directed by women, written by women, starring women, about women, but, like, there's nothing that's, like, there's nothing sexist, there's nothing homophobic, there's nothing, I mean, it's almost pure of gross shit. Even when Amy vomits on somebody, even when that happens, it's not like vomit, 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 gag. It's just she's drunk and she vomits. And it's gross. But it's not, oh, isn't that so funny? It's more like, oh god, I can't believe this awkward shit is happening. Because that's the kind of shit that I hate in teen comedies. They're always so focused on this boring, stupid physical comedy that, but this movie doesn't have any of that same stupid physical comedy. I'd say the character that maybe comes closest to that is Gigi. I really like her still. She's just this ethereal like creature who's like fifth choice is Harvard. I don't know, I really appreciate that it's not this weird, gross movie. Which is why I was so excited to see it, because the trailer doesn't make it seem like that at all. Even the like scene where they're tripping balls it's not a gross gag of any kind. It's just funny. It's just funny, and I just love the world right now for giving this movie to me, to all of us. One of the other things that I love about the movie is that I really love I love Molly and Amy, and I love that they're these kind of woke teenagers, but they don't say the nonsense woke things that like adults often think teenagers say. Molly jokes, or one of them jokes, that like the girl that Amy has a crush on is like, well, that's just her gender presentation. We don't know anything about her sexuality. That's different. And in anything else, in like the Heathers TV show, that would be said as like a ridiculous statement to be laughed at. But it's not in this movie. It's just, that's just Amy saying it, and Molly says, yeah, I know, okay, but she still looks gay. You know, like, it's actual dialogue between real human beings that, like, actually happens, instead of ridiculous, made-up words that, like, writers sometimes try to put into teenagers' mouths. The worst part about teen comedies is that the dialogue for teenagers is never realistic. But this one, it actually feels pretty realistic for the most part. Nothing stands out to me as like absolutely ridiculous, aside from maybe everything Gigi says, which is, you know, because her character is so weird, and yet magnanimous. I really like that Molly has this woke teenage girl thing going on. Yeah, she like worships Susan B. Anthony and Ruth Bader Ginsburg and all these figures, but also that she is flawed herself. She still looks at what's her name, Annabelle, and calls her AAA and judges people based on their one-sided behavior that she can see and the things that other people say about people. I just love that depth of character, because you don't always get that in teen movies, especially teen comedies, where she's an actual human being. You know, she has these certain ideals, but she doesn't always hold precisely to those ideas, you know? And I just love that it's a comedy movie about two teenage girls doing wacky shit for a night, and yet it's also about the power of friendship and not judging people based on appearances. It's just really great. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, Olivia Wilde, thank you. I'm just so glad that this movie gets to come out and have such a big release, and everybody's talking about it, and it doesn't have to be gross. I've probably said gross like 20 times, but that's my least favorite thing about teen movies, teen comedies, and this one gets to have actual characters and depth and actual laughs. It's really fucking funny. You know, it still plays on the kind of ridiculous, maybe unrealistic, heightened reality of teen comedies. You know, Ferris Bueller on a float, the idea of a boy renting a boat and having a party and security and people there and no one else is there. But it still feels grounded enough, because it's grounded in this kind of emotional reality. One of my other favorite things is the way that instead of Molly saying, Yeah, I've got this huge crush on this guy, um, who I'm supposed to dislike. You know, we don't need to be told that with words. Instead, they walk into the party and she sees him, and a dance sequence ensues. It almost felt like when I watched The Shape of Water and the dance sequence in that. Just the idea of this nonverbal, like, you get the picture. This is what she's imagining in her head. This music video of like her and this guy are doing this dance together, which is the heightened imagination of teenagers everywhere and young people everywhere communicating to you these feelings. The same way when Amy looks at Ryan. The camera switches from like normal shooting on them to like this romantic, oh she's so cool, whatever. It's so good. Thank you. And it does the same thing with kind of the heightened air of sophistication that Gigi has. Like the first time we see her on screen, she's floating, moving forward towards the camera in this like crazy feathery furred coat and this like fur bucket hat. It's beautiful. The tassel glasses that she pulls down by the like it plays with certain unrealistic comedy things, like Gigi is asleep on the top of the piano at graduation 2 seconds after playing the piano. Like, they're unrealistic things, but they are funny gags, so they use those unrealistic but humorous things from comedies, but they don't use the gross, oh, this person is projectile vomiting a whole bunch, isn't that funny? Or ho ha ha, boobs, like any male teen comedy does. And I'm just so glad for children today that they get such a good movie and anthem for their generation. Like, we're really doing this. Like, fucking kids in the 80s, they had all their John Hughes movies and whatnot, but like, I don't know. Like, are we finally getting some actually good movies for kids for this generation? Maybe I was just the pretentious Booksmart person in high school, but like, what would have been the Booksmart for me 6 years ago? I don't know. Not really sure, to be honest. Let's see if I can find one. Edge of 17 I heard was very good, but I did not see it. Am I supposed to settle with The Duff? Mean Girls came out, but that was so long ago now. Superbad, apparently other people like. I haven't seen it. Easy A, which is a funny movie, but it's not. I mean, even in the 90s, American Pie is whack. 1995, yet Clueless. Ugh, the 80s were so good. Oh, but 10 Things I Hate About You. Ugh, those lucky 90s people. So we haven't had something that's really good and heartfelt. My case still stands, okay? This movie is one of a kind, and it deserves a lot of attention and accolades. Beanie and Caitlin are so good in this movie. And like, just even thinking about like the scene where Caitlin gets so excited to jump into the pool in her underwear, which made me miss jumping into the pool in my underwear so much from high school. She jumps in there and it's the first time that she's like alone and she's underwater, feeling that high of being in a pool in your underwear at a party, which is just one of the best, most carefree feelings that you could ever have. And then it's broken by seeing these two people so close together and just that like heartbreak of like, oh god, it's so much better than any other teen comedy. Thank you for coming to my lecture. This movie is almost what like Blockers wanted to be. If Blockers was better, it'd be Booksmart. I appreciate Blockers. It's not a bad movie. This movie, is this what going to high school in LA is like? It's extravagant.